First-time voters can prepare themselves by visiting vote411.org for a checklist to follow depending on their state and city. The U.S. reached more than 166,000 new COVID-19 cases as of Sunday. That makes 11 million confirmed coronavirus cases. 1 million people were infected in only 6 days. A study done by Run Repeat, a website that is driven by a community of runners, say that 71% of gym members across the U.S. have not returned. Prosecutors say the doctor lied to the patients and exaggerated the risk of cancer to make them have surgery. The doctor was sentenced to 20 years in prison. Teachers can find materials online for tips to create a more engaging online environment for their students. The Humane Society of the United States has launched a COVID-19 relief fund to support animal shelters and other pet organizations. Reporting for Valley View News, I'm Yahaira Joaquin. First-time voters Nicole Baez and Angie Lopez are making their voices count on this election.
It makes me feel good that I'm contributing to something that's going to hopefully help our country.
We'll be happy to vote, and I'm excited to vote for the first time.
Nicole and Angie are both educating and encouraging others to vote.
Posting on social media a lot of information on how to find correct, reliable information.
Speaking to coworkers, speaking to friends, speaking to family.
They explained the motivation and the importance of voting, especially as a first-timer.
You can also vote for who you agree with, and it helps your values get put into our country.
And if you're able to vote, I mean, every voice and every vote counts.
Political Science Department Chair Tom Hogganish says he encourages his students to vote.
Things change quickly, and the students of today will be the productive people in the society making important decisions. And so, yeah, the democracy won't work unless people engage.
First-time voters can prepare themselves by visiting vote411.org for a checklist to follow depending on their state and city. Reporting for Valley View News, I'm Yahaira Joaquin. Even Los Angeles pet shelters are affected by COVID-19. Pet owner Sarai Jimenez says the new coronavirus guidelines have been helpful.
I had to set up an appointment with them, which is perfect because we were allowed to be the only ones there as a family.
Future pet owners book their visits to the pets online. That makes it harder to meet with more than one pet per visit.
I would prefer being in person because we are able to meet them, bond with them, see their personalities compared to online.
Jimenez says COVID-19 restrictions have made the adopting process longer and harder.
It was a longer process. You can't expect to take the pet home right away.
Animal shelter public relations specialist Justin Khosrowbadi says fewer animals have been surrendered to the shelter because of stay-at-home orders.
Adoptions have gone down a little bit, but it's also in conjunction with how many animals we've been receiving, since a lot of people have been staying at home.
The Humane Society of the United States has launched a COVID-19 relief fund to support animal shelters and other pet organizations. Reporting for Valley View News, I'm Yahaira Joaquin. Teachers are still trying to adapt to virtual learning. Fourth grade teacher at Vaughan Next Century Learning Center, Helen Pham, talks about her online teaching challenges.
It's definitely different in person and having them being able to respond to you so much. But now in class, it's like, oh, can you please unmute so I can hear you?
Don't have things ready for next.
Many teachers experience technical difficulties as more users join the video conferencing website.
I'm at a charter school, so we started a little bit earlier, but when LAUSD came in, Zoom had crashed that day.
And some teachers are trying to stay connected to their students personally and not only wirelessly.
I was able to do an in-person meet and greet, social distancing, of course, and so I was able to meet all of my students and their parents.
Student assistant Crystal Barrientos works at Lennox Academy, says students are now using websites to replace in-person activities.
Other teachers uses different programs for, like, there's a class that they take engineering. So there's an engineering program that helps them kind of like develop little objects.
Teachers can find materials online for tips to create a more engaging online environment for their students. Reporting from San Fernando Valley for Valley View News, I'm Yahaira Joaquin.